Can a shark get a stingray pregnant? I'm KP, I'm a marine biologist, and lately I've been debunking a lot of questionable science found on social media. Everyone is talking about how a female stingray who hasn't lived with a male stingray in over 8 years has found herself pregnant. While she doesn't live with any male stingrays, she does live with 2 male sharks, and I think this is important, named Larry and Mo. Some sources are speculating that one of these sharks could be the father and that we might see the very first ever shark-ray hybrid, or sting shark, if you will. But the truth is actually much wilder. Charlotte is a species of ray known as a round stingray, or the California stingray, because it's found in the coastal waters of the tropical and subtropical parts of the North Pacific Ocean, most commonly around Southern California and the Baja Peninsula. Because of their hardiness, small size, and relaxed disposition, round rays are extremely well suited for life in an aquarium. You'll often find them in touch pools like this exhibit at the Aquarium of the Pacific. In the wild, round stingrays strongly segregate by sex. The males prefer shallow waters, while the females almost exclusively stay in water that is at least 14 meters or 45 feet deep, if not deeper. So it's pretty natural and fairly common for individuals like Charlotte to be housed without any males. It's also fairly common for rays to be housed alongside sharks. As I mentioned, Charlotte shares the habitat with Larry and Mo, who are white-spotted bamboo sharks. Many have pointed out that sharks and rays are closely related. They are all cartilaginous fish in the Elasmobranch subclass. Since they're closely related, can they interbreed? Could Larry or Mo be the father of Charlotte's litter? Unfortunately, the answer is no, and not the unlikely or probably not kind of soft no that leaves the door open for speculation. It's a no, hard no. A slam the door shut, lock it, and throw away the key kind of no. Yes, sharks and rays are closely related, about as closely related as walruses are to red pandas.
Here you go, sweet pea.
Or sea otters are to polar bears. They are in the same subclass, but they're in different orders, families, genuses, and species. It would be just as impossible for a round stingray and a bamboo shark to mate as it would be for a walrus and a red panda. Their anatomy simply does not match up, and neither does their DNA. They even have different methods of reproduction. Round stingrays are viviparous, meaning that they give live birth, while bamboo sharks are oviparous, meaning that they lay eggs. But if Larry and Mo aren't the fathers, then who is? The answer is no one. Charlotte became pregnant through a form of asexual reproduction known as Parthenogenesis, which is Greek for virgin creation. This is when embryos develop directly from an egg without any male fertilization. Instead, a female's egg fuses with a small haploid cell known as a polar body, and that triggers cell division, leading to the creation of an embryo. These haploid cells are naturally produced when a female is creating an egg, and while they do play an important role in the development of an organism, they generally don't have the ability to be fertilized. Parthenogenesis is a really cool phenomenon that occurs naturally in some species, including bees, scorpions, and other invertebrates, as well as reptiles like snakes and Komodo dragons. And of course, it's been documented in fish, like hammerhead sharks, blacktip sharks, and even white-spotted bamboo sharks like Larry and Mo. There are even some animals who reproduce exclusively through asexual means, like parthenogenesis, examples like salamanders and geckos. Parthenogenesis has been documented in over 80 other species, but this is the first time it's been recorded in round stingrays like Charlotte. And honestly, it's a shame that we're not really talking about what's happening. Instead, we're talking about this pseudoscience and shark-ray hybrid nonsense. If you want to learn more about parthenogenesis, I've put a bunch of links down below, and you can check them out.